Once upon a time, in a small riverside village, there lived a man named Salim. He was known throughout the village as the best fisherman in the area. His catch was always more than anyone else's, and his fish always bigger than anyone else's. So, it was no surprise that Salim was also the one who told the best fishing stories. He would embellish his tales with exciting details, making his catches sound even more impressive. And everyone in the village loved listening to his stories. But there was one problem. While Salim was good at catching fish, he was even better at lying. He would often boast about catching huge fish that were almost as big as his boat, or about battling enormous crabs that tried to drag him into the water. And he told these stories so convincingly that it was hard to believe he was just making them up. But some people did notice that Salim's stories were a little too fishy, and they began to doubt his tall tales. One day, Salim decided to go fishing in the river alone. He cast his net and waited patiently. Suddenly, he felt a tug on his line and reeled in a huge fish. It was unlike any fish he had ever seen before. Its scales shimmered like gold, and it was so big that it almost capsized his boat. As Salim struggled to get the fish into his boat, he heard a voice. "If you let me go," the fish said, "I will grant you one wish." Salim was stunned. A talking fish that could grant wishes. This was a dream come true. But before he could respond, the fish had slipped out of his hands and disappeared into the river. Salim didn't waste any time. He ran as fast as he could to the village and burst through the front door of the village elder's house. "I caught a golden fish," he exclaimed. "A fish that can grant wishes." The villagers looked at each other in disbelief. They knew Salim's reputation for tall tales, and they weren't sure if they should believe him. "Don't be ridiculous," said the village elder. "A talking fish that can grant wishes? That's the biggest lie yet." The villagers all laughed at Salim, and he could see the doubt in their eyes. They didn't believe him. Salim was heartbroken. He knew he had only himself to blame. All his lying had made him lose the villagers' trust. They didn't believe him, and now he had lost his chance to make a wish. He ran back to the river, hoping to find the golden fish, but it was nowhere to be found. Salim sat down on the riverbank, tears streaming down his face. He had been so close to happiness, but his own lies had destroyed his chance at it. As he sat there, crying, Salim made a promise to himself. He would always tell the truth, no matter what. The river flowed on, carrying with it the tale of Salim and the golden fish. The villagers still talked about Salim's incredible catch, but now they also told the story of his honesty and the importance of believing in others. And that is the story of Salim, the fisherman who lost his chance at happiness because of his lies. Remember, friends, honesty is always the best policy. When we lie, we may think we are only fooling others, but in reality, we are also fooling ourselves. The truth may hurt sometimes, but it is always better than a life full of lies. If you liked this story, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for more magical adventures. Thank you for watching.